it seems like a pretty light week, even though there's a lot of big SEC matchups, but the rest of the college football world is a little light. Matchups like Purdue and Oregon, which should be a bloodbath. But you also have the team up north playing Illinois this week. Their team up north is favored by 3.5 points. Over unders at 44.5. And as much as I hate the Wolverines, even if I didn't hate them so much, I would still be picking Illinois this week. I think that they are definitely in a position for an upset against them. And I think that the over is not anywhere close to it. I think it's going to be a very low scoring matchup, but I think Illinois actually takes the cake. They win this one.
We talked about Luke Altmaier not too long ago, and I'm not sure if I want to say he's met my expectations or exceeded them or hasn't met them, because he's just playing like I guess I think he would play. I don't know if I can give this one to Illinois. I don't really know how good Illinois plays at home. I don't watch a lot of Illinois football. Only Illinois matchup I've watched in recent memory is when Mississippi State beat them in the Really Quest Bowl with old Mike Leach's year. So I'm going to give this to Michigan based on that note. I think Michigan, it's probably a close game based on what Kenny's thinking. I'm thinking like 23-20. Michigan might win by a field goal.
All right, we're going to make this really easy. There are 15 different schools that should be ranked instead of Michigan, but Michigan is ranked. Illinois is one of these schools, if I remember correctly. The team up north is not going to come into Memorial Stadium and win. It's going to be a sold-out crowd, a lot of energy. Luke Altmaier may prove some haters wrong this week.
He's from Starkville.
Better. Illinois wins. Illinois covers.
Illinois is in the better uniforms this week too. They're throwing on the classic uniforms.
They're winning by a touchdown. You heard it here first.
Like it.
Thank you.
All right, next matchup I have is Miami playing Louisville. Miami's favored by 5 points, and the over-under is at 59.5, which seems a little high for me. Miami is doing a really good job this year of playing within their system, and I think Cam Ward's done a pretty good job over there. So I'll take Miami. I'll take the spread, but that over-under scares me a little bit. I think it gets close. I would say Miami wins 35-27.
Based on what I saw against Louisville and SMU, I even predicted Louisville to win by a touchdown. I was like, I confidently could say like Louisville's going to win by a touchdown. No, SMU beat them. I can't give this one to Louisville. I'm going to give it by Miami. It's probably going to be like a 10-point game. I'm going to think like 38-28. Miami wins this one.
Cam Ward's going to have himself a very good day. Miami wins. Miami covers.
All right, next matchup I have is Alabama and Tennessee. Alabama's favored last time I saw by 5 points. Over-under is another pretty high one, 56.5. You never know which Bama team's going to show up lately, something that you would never say under the Saban administration, but with DeBoer out there, they're still trying to figure out exactly how their defense is going to play. So I think this one's going to be extremely close. But if Bama can't figure out how to play defense, Tennessee might be there for the upset. As it is, though, I'll take Bama. I'll take them to win 24 to 21. I think they win by a field goal. They're not going to cover on this one.
This is an exciting matchup because you know the history these two teams have. Morgan Wallen even made a song about it, talking about how the girls got to wear Tennessee orange now that they beat Alabama. Do I think Tennessee's going to beat them this year? Now, Alabama has shown some strengths and some weaknesses over the past 2 weeks. They've shown like they were the national champions when they played against Georgia, that they were going to be the top dogs. Then they go in and lose to Vandy. They barely beat South Carolina last week at home by 2 points. Got a safety against them. It looked crazy. Now you're going to sit here and tell me they got to play a team like Tennessee. You take a all freshman quarterback like Nico. We didn't even pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. Starting quarterback for Tennessee. He's gotten worse and worse and worse as the weeks go on. And he probably has the toughest competition he's going to face all year. I don't think he's ready for it. Alabama goes in. Jalen Milroe shows that he's going to be a pick for your Heisman Trophy. And Alabama goes in, wins this one 34-27.
So I really got one on this, but I like the underdog story that Tennessee's kind of coming here with. And also from, as you guys both said, what we've seen from Alabama, we don't know what team we're going to see every single week now. And that's not the Alabama standard. And I truly believe that Tennessee knows this. And if Nico can just play average to even just a little above average, they're going to be fine. But if Nico's been playing how he's been playing, and if it keeps going downhill, then it's not going to be great. But for the sake of, I like chaos, Tennessee wins, low-scoring game.
All right, next one I got is the rivalry matchup between LSU and Arkansas. They call it the Battle for the Boot. LSU, last I saw, was favored by 3.5 points. Over-unders at 56 points. New week, same rules. I hate Brian Kelly. I have some family ties to Arkansas, to the Razorbacks. So go Hogs. I think they win outright. Don't have to worry about the spread on it. But I think it's going to be a little bit under. So I'll take Arkansas to win 31-24.
I saw probably the greatest game of the season last week with LSU and Ole Miss as they went into overtime. LSU put faith in their kicker. He kicked 12 of their points to keep them in the game. Ended up going 26-26 and 23-23 in overtime. And LSU on the first play of overtime throws a touchdown pass. Now, do I think Ole Miss is going to struggle with Arkansas? Yes. LSU struggled with Ole Miss. It was a good game. Do I think Ole Miss is going to struggle, or LSU is going to struggle with Arkansas like Ole Miss will? I don't think I can say that. Their defense played outstanding against Ole Miss. Only reason they won that game was that defense. Offense, if they can get rolling at the beginning of the game, if they can play third quarter football at the start of the game, LSU will beat Arkansas, and it will be ugly. But do I think that's going to happen? No. LSU still wins. I'm going to give it – I think it'll be like 30-20.
This game is going to be closer than a lot of people think. It's going to be high scoring. Each team is going to go back and forth. At the end of the day, though, Arkansas is going to have a little bit of luck on their side. I'm seeing 37-34 game-winning field goal from the Razorbacks.
All right, last game I got for you guys is a highly anticipated matchup, new to the SEC, Texas, and SEC powerhouse, Georgia. Texas favored by 5 points, over-unders at 56.5. And Connor and I have had conversations about Texas coming into the SEC. I think they knew exactly when to jump ship, exactly when to enter the conference. So I'm going to take Texas to win this one outright. I think they're going to win 38-31. Too many weapons. It's going to be a lot like last week's matchup between Oregon and Ohio State. It's going to go back and forth. You're going to have a lot of potential first-round picks. You're going to have a lot of potential future national championship matchups in this. But Texas takes this one, at least on Saturday.
I couldn't agree more. Now, if we go back before the Red River rivalry game, try to say that 5 times fast. Georgia and Texas, I would say it'd be a closer game. And I still think it's a close game. Don't get me wrong. But my prediction would almost be flip-flop. Because what I saw, the Red River rivalry, dang, it's hard to say. Texas looked dominant. That's supposed to be a rivalry game. That's supposed to be close. Oklahoma beat them last year and Texas went to the playoffs. It's supposed to be close. It wasn't close at all. It was like 34-3. Texas just dominate. They drug Oklahoma by the freaking hair and just drug them across the road. I mean, they even did the Baker Mayfield flag thing, Kenny, at the end of the game. It was funny.
Loved it.
But because of that reason and that reason alone, based on what I saw last week, it's going to roll over into Georgia. They're going to go in Athens. It'll probably be like, I'm going to say 34-30. It'll be close.
I don't care that I live in Texas now. It's always and forever horns down, Bulldogs win.
Which Bulldogs? You're talking about state, right?
The Georgia Bulldogs, a.k.a. the best team in college football. Horns down. Bulldogs win. I think it's going to be a bloodbath, personally. But
so you think Georgia is going to handle Texas easily between the hedges?
Hmm?
Interesting.
And then we're going to have – then there's going to be a lot of conversations of, is this why Texas wanted to be in the SEC so bad, just so they can get manhandled by real competition?
Do you know how confusing that would make college football if Texas lost to
And that's
Georgia?
why I want it. That's why I want it.
Because Bama beat Georgia.
But this is why they have a 12-team playoff now, so that you can have this chaos, enjoy it without it truly ruining a season. Like Ohio State, Oregon, that didn't completely demolish Ohio State's season. They're still very competitive. There's still a very good chance that they make not only the conference championship, but the playoff too. So,
what are they ranked now, Kenny?
I think they're fourth now. I think it's Texas.
Oh, they only fell down to 4?
Yeah, I think it's Texas, Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State. So right now you have 3 of the top 4 are Big Ten schools.
But I'll tell you what, Penn State, I'll wait till that Ohio State game before I talk to them about them because I think they're frauds.
So that's usually the consensus, right? Is that everybody talks a very big game about Penn State. They seem to have a lot of momentum, and then they inevitably run into either the team up north, Ohio State, or both in the same season, and then it kind of derails. But just for the sake of parity, I'm really hoping that Penn State at least continues this upward trajectory into the matchup against Ohio State. Fingers crossed.
And I know for a fact that game will be on Coach's Corner when it comes around.
For sure.
But we have NFL football, if you want to get into it.
NFL football.
Week 6. Kenny, the game's on right now. I would love to hear what you have to say about the Broncos and Saints game.
No comments.
It's 16-3 with 16 seconds left of the first half, where Drew Brees will be officially inaugurated into the Saints Hall of Fame, and tears might roll down my face. He deserves
it. I've always liked Drew Brees, even especially when he was back at Purdue. I think he got a really rough shake in San Diego with the Chargers, but glad that he ended up in New Orleans. I think he turned that whole team around, especially after Katrina and everything, and he turned them from the Aints to the Saints again. So a lot of respect for Drew Brees.
Is he a top 3 quarterback of all time, Kenny?
This is not what we're doing.
Top 3 all time. I think so. If you include motivation and pure grit, I think you can definitely talk about him being a top 10 quarterback. But based on talent alone, I don't know if he makes that argument.
Oh my gosh, that's blasphemy. But if you want to go back and watch my argument, you can go watch it. But I think that's blasphemous. But I would pull the O when the Saints come marching in, but we've already done it twice.
Yeah, we're not doing it again.
It doesn't look good for the Saints. They just had apparently a cornerback.
I bet the under on Bo Nixon's not looking good.
Adebo. It's so. But when Drew Brees comes out, it'll be fun to watch. But our next game is Patriots versus Jaguars. This is a London game, and I don't know the cover. If anybody wants to grab it, you can. Just so you can have it. I don't care about the cover that much because I can't bet in Mississippi. But if you want to have it, you can take it.
Let me see if I can get you.
Take over if you want.
Hold on.
But I'm interested to see like.
All right, I got this.
London people are really Jaguars fans, aren't they?
They really
love
are.
The Jaguars.
So they're becoming Jaguars fans because of the amount of times that the Jaguars show up there. I remember when the London games first started, it was almost like watching the Super Bowl. Everybody would be wearing different jerseys from different teams. But now it seems to be becoming a very Jaguar-heavy crowd.
All right. I got the line pulled up. So right now, Jacksonville's a six-point favorite. Over under is 42.5.
Prediction?
If you're waking up to watch 2 1-5 football teams play this game, you're a dedicated football fan. Will I be waking up to watch my team play? No. Do I think they're going to win? Yes. You know why? Trevor Lawrence, an okay quarterback. Drake May, not so okay quarterback. Based on that, Jacksonville wins. Jacksonville covers.
I think Jacksonville has to win in order to, if they want to save Doug Peterson's job. I don't think he makes the trip back from London if they don't win against the Patriots this week. So just based on that, teams usually respond when coaches' jobs are on the line. So I'll take the Jaguars in this one.
I'm going to agree. Jaguars got this. If you want to talk about quarterback play, the Patriots just haven't. They haven't had it. And Trevor Lawrence has not met the money expectation he's been placed on this past offseason. Jaguars win, but I think this is probably one of the call the line games, if Jack's in the comments, because they're both these 1-5 teams. You probably don't want to bet on this game. Jaguars win.
Yeah, this is definitely a call to line game if I've ever seen a call to line game. Next game up, we have Seattle traveling to Atlanta. Atlanta is only a 3-point favorite, so this is basically a pick 'em. Over under is at 51.5 right now. And if we want, Seattle needs to win this game more than Atlanta needs to win this game. Based on that, Seattle wins. Seattle covers.
Yeah, I think it's a pick 'em is exactly what it is. And the only reason why I'll take Atlanta is because they're at home. But I could see it easily going Seattle's way. But I think Atlanta takes it because they're at home.
Oh, I agree. This is 100% a pick 'em game. It could go either way. But I'm wearing a Saints jersey right now, so I have to have bias in this pick. Seahawks handle business. They beat the Falcons. Next game.
All right. Next game, we have Tennessee at Buffalo. Buffalo is coming in as 9-point favorite. Over under is only 40.5, which I think is. I'm a little. It's interesting. That's an interesting one to me. But this is easy. Buffalo wins. Buffalo covers. Buffalo has a good quarterback. Tennessee has somebody who injures ball boys.
So Buffalo favored by 9, and the over-under being so low tells me that everybody's expecting Buffalo to absolutely contain the Titans, and I couldn't agree more. So take Buffalo, but I would also take the over. I think Buffalo actually puts a real hurting on the Titans.
We're finally going to see if Buffalo's trade of this little short-term rental of Amari Cooper at their number 1 wide receiver spot is going to pay off against the Titans. I think it does. And the Bills go on and beat Tennessee.
All right. So next game up, we have this one's my call the line game of the week. We have Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati is favored by 5.5 points. Over under is 41.5. As long as the bad man is the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, they are not winning football games. Cincinnati wins. Cincinnati covers.
Yeah, I think Cleveland still hasn't fixed their quarterback issue, and they actually made it worse by getting rid of Amari Cooper for what seems like a steal for Buffalo. So since Cleveland is only digging a bigger hole for themselves, I have to reluctantly take Cincinnati. Relying on Joe Burrow once again. So Bengals win.
I actually don't like what I've seen from Joe Burrow. You come the overtime against the Ravens, he looked great. The defense just looked poor. The defense could not stop it. Now you go to last week, you barely beat the Giants. Joe Burrow plays good when he wants to. Is he going to play good this game? I have no idea. It's like when he wakes up and eats his Wheaties in the morning. He plays good, but if he doesn't, he's going to play bad. Cleveland, I think they got this game. They're home. Their defense will is going to show up this game. And Joe Burrow's probably going to keep playing like he doesn't need his Wheaties.
Next game up we have is this one's going to be a good one. I definitely will be watching this one. Houston at Green Bay. The line is Green Bay is only a 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 47.5. It's basically a pick 'em, and I understand why they're giving Green Bay the edge, but CJ Stroud don't care about no odds. Houston's going to walk into Lambeau and respectfully handle business. They win. They cover. I wouldn't be shocked if Green Bay loses by 10.
I've continuously bet against the Packers, and I keep regretting it because last week I wanted to say the Cardinals win that game, and they didn't, and the Packers won. And the reason I bet against them is because Jordan Love had yet to win a game, and now they've won it, and they look pretty good. They're at home against the Texans. I'm going to give it to the Packers because I keep betting against them, and they keep winning. So the Packers win this game.
That's honestly respect. All right, next game up we have Miami going to Indianapolis. The line with this one's a surprising one to me. Indy's only favored by 3. Over under is 43.5. I guess I understand why it's pick 'em because Tyler Huntley's coming to the game healthy. This is going to be Anthony Richardson's first game back post injury, so they don't know what to expect. However, I give this to Indy. They win. They cover. I think they will win by a field goal. I think this game will be close. But if Miami does come out with a win, it will be because Anthony Richardson is not playing good.
Is Anthony Richardson playing or is it Flacco?
He's playing.
Okay.
He's playing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm reluctant to put the Colts now that I know Anthony Richardson is starting. If Flacco was starting, I'd give it to the Colts. This is another call the line game. You do not want to be betting on this game. Oh, man. I'm going to give it to I want Tyreek Hill to do good in fantasy. I need him to do good in fantasy because he played horrible. I'm going to give it to the Dolphins.
I'm playing you this week in fantasy.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I don't really look at that league. I got a league where I'm 6-0, and
Fair.
that's really the league where I pay attention to. I know MJ doesn't pay attention to our fantasy league anyways, but he's got to do good. I want to give it to the Colts, but since Anthony Richardson's playing, I'm going to give it to the Dolphins. Yep. He just has not looked good.
I got you. All right. Next game up we have is Detroit at Minnesota. This one's a 100% pick 'em game. Minnesota is only coming as a 1.5-point favorite. Over under is 50.5. If Aiden Hutchinson wasn't injured, I'd pick Detroit in a heartbeat. But no Aiden Hutchinson is going to greatly affect that Lions defense. And I have a feeling that Sam Darnold wants to try to prove himself a little bit more. Based on that, I'm going to give it to Minnesota winning, Minnesota covering. But, is this game going to be high scoring, and is this game going to be good?
This game's going to be so good because you have what the Lions need to do is they need to go out and find a pass rusher, somebody that like a short rental, somebody that can add this year because Aiden Hutchinson probably not going to return this year. He could, but the dude just had a whole metal rod stuck down his leg. So, look, if they went out and get someone like Hassan Reddick that hasn't played, probably get him for cheap. Try to get he's on the Jets now. Try to get the Jets to pay for his contract. This is going to be a really good game, and it's going to be a game to watch. The Lions are going to have to pull their bag of tricks on offense, and they will. So I'm going to give it to the Lions to mark Minnesota's first loss on the season. Kenny, what do you think?
What are the two games? Sorry.
Minnesota and Detroit.
Oh, I'm still riding high on Detroit. I'll take them to win outright. I think they're figuring it out. I think they're going to start taking the steps that they need to take to get back into form in order to take over the North. So I'll take the Lions.
I like that. I like that. Next game up we got Philadelphia at the Giants.
Ugh.
Philadelphia is only a 3-point favorite. Over under is 42.5. Malik Neighbors is healthy. That's all that matters. New York wins. And they cover. And Nick Sirianni loses his job. It's gonna be a great week.
So this is another game where the coach is fighting for his career at this point, which I never thought, not never, but I thought it would be at least a few more years for Philly to come to this conclusion. I can't trust the Giants on any level right now. I have zero faith in them. I think Philly wins, but I think it's a lot closer, and it's going to be a struggle for both teams actually.
This is a close game. If Malik Neighbors is in, it's closer because Malik Neighbors seems like the only person that wants to play on that Giants offense. But you got to think, who do the Eagles have that they just got in the offseason who's going to have a bittersweet homecoming? And that's Saquon Barkley. Dude's going to have over 100 yards of scrimmage this game. The Eagles are going to take care of the Giants and beat them.
All right. Next game up we have is the Raiders traveling to the Rams. The Rams are a 7-point favorite at the moment. Over under is 43.5. This one team has a quarterback who knows how to throw the football well. The other team has two quarterbacks who can't throw the football at all. Rams win. Rams cover.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Cy. I think it's as much as I don't want to pick the Rams to win this one, I don't see a way for the Raiders to actually look decent in this right now. So I'll take the Rams.
Cy's using MJ logic with this one that I appreciate because we don't have MJ here.
All right.
One team's bad. One team's a little bit better.
Both teams are great.
They're not. No. This isn't a call the line game. I won't say call.
This is not a call the line game. This is a game where because both teams are not great, it's going to be good.
But the Rams win. That's my prediction.
Yeah, there's only one call the line game this week, which is Cincinnati and Cleveland. All the other games are not really call the line worthy. This next one you could argue, but for the sake of, I think this one's actually going to be more interesting than I think. Carolina is traveling up to the Commanders. Washington is a 8-point favorite at the moment. The over/under is 51.5, and it's gonna be a bloodbath, and it's gonna be a good bloodbath. Washington wins. Washington covers. Jayden Daniels is probably going to go for 4 touchdowns, 2 in the air, 2 on the ground, and no one's going to be surprised because the Carolina Panthers do this thing called not playing defense. And they also do this thing called not playing offense either. So they're just going to be dead in the water from the first snap.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how the Commanders lose this one. The Panthers look pretty pitiful every step of the way. It's getting very close to saying that, the experiments in Carolina have not worked out at all. So I'll take Jayden Daniels at least for this week. Commanders win, Commanders cover.
You better take Jayden Daniels, Kenny, because that's the dude that's going to win your Offensive Rookie of the Year award. The Commanders win this pretty easily. They handle the Panthers pretty. I mean, it's going to be light work. It might be like a 35-7 or 14 game. It's going to be like a 3-possession game at least. Commanders win. Jayden Daniels he's 5 weeks out of the 6 weeks been voted Rookie of the Week. He's going to get his 6th one after this week. Commanders win.
I do want to say, free Dave Canales. He actually is a good coach. His roster is just so bad. This is one of those few times where I don't think it's a coaching problem. But anyways, This next game, this is arguably going to be game of the week. We have the Super Bowl rematch. Kansas City Chiefs are at San Francisco. It's a pick 'em. Go figure. San Francisco is only coming in as a 2-point favorite. Over under is 46.5. I'm gonna put all biases aside on this one. If this was at Kansas City, 49ers are losing, but it's not the case. It's in Santa Clara. Brock Purdy's got this thing called a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna come in here. He's gonna prove a point. Niners win. Niners cover. However, this game's going to be very entertaining.
That it is. I think it's going to be an entertaining matchup. No bias or 100% bias. I can't stand the Chiefs. Don't really like Patrick Mahomes. So I will take the 49ers to win. I am a Nick Bosa fan, so I'll take the 49ers all day.
Let's go, Kenny. That's a great answer.
I don't really care for the Chiefs, but I do not like the 49ers. I never have. Give me the Chiefs in this one. The 49ers haven't gotten back to their Super Bowl prestige, in my opinion, this season yet. And it's going to show. And the Chiefs will be the last remaining undefeated team in the league after this week.
All right. Then we got the Sunday night game. We have the Jets at Pittsburgh. That's another pick 'em. New York Jets are only a 2-point favorite. The over-under is 38.5. It's funny how Devontae Adams gets traded and all suddenly he's healthy. It's almost like he just didn't want to play on the Raiders. But
who does?
Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers is washed. The Pittsburgh defense is going to eat him alive because he's not a mobile quarterback. TJ Watt's going to have himself a very fun night. Pittsburgh wins. Pittsburgh covers. I don't care if Pittsburgh plays zero offense. Their defense is going to do all the work.
And that's exactly the point. Pittsburgh isn't going to play any offense because they've benched Justin Fields, which is a tragedy.
Such a tragedy.
But the Steelers' defense versus that Jets offense, I think Adams will need maybe another week or two before he's fully set to play for the Jets at full capacity. So I will take Pittsburgh and their defense, not their offense, but their defense will win the game.
I really wanted to agree, but you just probably ruined your team's morale and hot based on benching Justin Fields. Horrible mistake. I don't know why you benched him. Awful mistake. Whoever made that decision needs to be fired. Probably Arthur Smith. Get him out of there. I really wanted to say the Steelers, but now that Kenny just brought up Justin Fields was benched, give me the Jets. They played good last week. They played competitive against the Bills. Give me the Jets.
All right. Now we got the Monday night games. We have 2 Monday night games this week because, of course, we do. Why not? Exactly. We have one good game and one not good game. We'll start with the good game. Baltimore is heading down to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Baltimore is only coming in as a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under is 49.5. I can't really believe I'm saying this one. I think Tampa Bay is going to pull it off.
Ooh.
They win. They cover. Bucky Irving and Mike Evans have just breakout games.
Bucky Irving.
Bucky Irving, you heard it here first. We gotta make. Hey, if it doesn't happen, call the line. I'll be betting on him. I'll be betting on both of them on Monday. So
I'm a little surprised that Baltimore's only coming in as, would you say, Si, a 3.5-point favorite?
3.5. I know.
I think that's appalling. If that's the case, I mean, I'll take Baltimore in this one. I think that they have the better weapons. I think that they're going to come in and they're right in line with proving that they belong at the top with Houston and obviously Kansas City because they're the current champions. But I think it's Baltimore's day. I think Tampa Bay falls short, and I think Baltimore easily covers that spread.
I really, especially after this game I've watched, I really need Tampa Bay to lose this. Like, I'm praying Tampa Bay loses. Ravens have looked so good. The Ravens have
Right?
almost been the next team that have been the most enjoyable to watch underneath the Lions. They've been so fun to watch. They've looked good. Give me the Ravens in this one. I'm hoping they win, and I really need them to win so that Drew Brees Day can get a little bit better.
Also, I would like to add this is Tampa Bay's first game at home post hurricane. That's going to play into their morale and mojo. That's another reason
This
why I'm
ain't a
taking Tampa Bay.
Hurricane Katrina thing. This ain't a
Oh,
Hurricane
boo.
Katrina
Okay,
thing.
okay.
Yeah, maybe if it was the Rays, because the
Yeah,
trop blew
maybe.
over, but
Maybe.
Raymond James is still standing. The pirate ship is still there. I think it's a very regular game for them.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
pedestrian.
maybe be like Drew Brees, and you might
Oh, okay,
win the game
okay,
after a
Bakerfield
hurricane.
Mayfield
Okay.
is no Drew Brees.
okay. Last game of the week. This is in a way a call the line game, but I also see a way where this game can be really entertaining. We have the Los Angeles Chargers going down to Glendale to face the Arizona Cardinals. The Chargers are only a 2.5-point favorite, which means it's basically a pick 'em. The over under is 43.5. This one kind of sucks to say because I don't really enjoy one of these coaches, but Chargers
does Kenny.
win. I know, and me too, Kenny. But Chargers win. Chargers cover. No coaching is going to be. I'm not even going to talk about old Jim Boy. Herbo's going to have a good game. J.K. Dobbins is going to have a great game. Kyler Murray is going to be too focused on his Call of Duty deal. Marvin Harrison might not even play the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. You have one team, their head coach has heart issues. Another team, their star wide receiver might not even see the field on Sunday. So you have to rely on some other factors for this one. I think I'll reluctantly pick the Chargers because of Herbert and because of Dobbins, not because of the head coach situation. And Kyler Murray is too I mean, isn't the new Call of Duty games, is it out or coming out? So he's too busy with that. So Cardinals lose.
Yeah, it's almost perfect that Kyler Murray drops in every category when the new Call of Duty game comes out. And it's even worse that now he has a deal with Call of Duty to prolong that awful game playing. They're not going to win this game. The Cardinals shouldn't win this game. The Chargers will win, and I don't know if it's because of the head coach, but they'll just beat the Cardinals.
I hate that I'm saying that, but I just there's so many things. I'm just like I just can't do this.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
Fuck
I don't
Jim
mind Jim.
Harbaugh.
I don't mind Jim Harbaugh.
Thank you. Someone had to say it.
The Harbaugh Bowl was fun to watch, but I wish my Saints were in it like they should have been. But it is about that time to get to the end of the show.
Why? Now I'm turning this off. You don't get this.